Okay, so sorry about today's stream. I got some business to finish, and yeah, so yeah. And for today, I think we're going to quickly go through some of it, the HSK level. Hopefully add a little bit of a journey to the east, and I also got something interesting that I want to share. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. All right, let's get started. So let's continue to look at some of the 主体字, the single component characters. So for example, this one, 7. Okay, 7 is kind of like a 10, right? This is like a 10, 一横一竖, right? It's like horizontal and vertical, but 7 is a horizontal, vertical, and 竖折钩, right? 竖, right? It's on a vertical, 折, and then go there, and then go is going up. So of course, this is like a very badly written thing. It's like 竖折钩, right? So basically, 一横竖折钩, right? 横竖折钩, right? 横竖折钩, right? So if it's 田字格, that's the like the frame that you're going to write this. So basically, it will get something like this. So 横竖折钩, something like this. Okay, let me just using this as a frame, right? And 横竖折钩, something like that, right? So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 for you. Okay, means 7, right? 7. Also, this is just a 独体字, a single component. 一横, instead of just like a horizontal stroke and vertical stroke, it's a vertical stroke 竖 and then 折, right? 折 means that 折, right? It's like you bend a little bit. 弯了, 折了, right? 折 go, right? We can say this project is a very hard. You got like up and downs, a lot of up and downs, and we fall into some of the trap, and then finally we arrive. Okay, so we can say 曲折. 曲 is like a 弯弯曲曲, right? 曲. 折 is like折. So we got 横折钩 and 竖折钩, right? 横折钩 means 横 vertical, 横折 then it's like a turning, right? Go is like just a pointing up, right? 竖折钩 is vertical going down, and then 折 then go, right? 横折钩竖折钩. So this is a typical 竖折钩, right? So 横竖折钩, right? So 7, right? Single component 7. Yeah, and 7 is also a very interesting and important concept. Right, let me just change the from Japanese to Chinese, right? And yeah, so basically that's 7. But I also want to quickly talk about one common errors that won't going to mention that in the HSK curriculum, but no, Hello, Iran 432. Yeah, I'm like recording for the bootcamp. So it's like I'm like live recording. Like I'm a coder, so I like building this bootcamp in public. So yeah. Hello, welcome to the stream. So for example, we got like 星期, right? So we got like 星期一、星期二、星期三、星期四、星期五、星期六, right? Here's the thing, right? 星期 星期, right? 星期. Okay? So 星期 means, right? Is well, this is if you really think about this, it's like there's no specific like Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Yeah, in Chinese we call that 星期, and then we plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so basically 星期一、星期二、星期三、星期四、星期五、星期六. Okay, that literally this means the Monday, right? Is the first, like instead of just to say Monday, Tuesday, something like that, you will say the first day of the week, the second day of the week, the third day of the week, the fourth day of the week, and fifth day of the week, and sixth day of the week. Okay, and then you may think that you know in Chinese the what day is pretty easy, right? So it's easy for you just to use what these duties that we just learned. It's easy for you to just say what about 星期七, right? But in fact, there is no such a thing as 星期七. So in Chinese, this is a common mistake. We call that 星期天 or 星期日. Okay, that's basically the seventh day of the week, right? So if you start it as a Monday, right? Okay, that's the seventh day of the week, 星期七, right? Seventh day of the week. But we call that 星期天 or 星期日. Okay, that's just how it is done, right? So 六 a o i u yu a o i u yu, right? So 六, right? a o i u yu. Yeah, I think that's 星期六. 五四三平二一, right? So yeah, so 一二三四五六七, right? So instead of using 七, that's kind of ironic because that's the duties, that's the single component character we just learned, and we're not going to use that in the 星期, right? 星期, that's like a week. How to say specific day in a week, right? Monday, Tuesday, just like the first day from the Monday, the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, and sixth day, and seventh day. But all this 1, 2, 6, we use 一二三四五六, it's just like counting a number. But 星期七, right? There's no such a thing as 星期七, but rather you're using 星期天 or 星期日. Okay? Right. Alright, so let me quickly check whether the audio is good, because sometimes I may just switch off the audio. So instead of just a curriculum, but just to say Monday, Tuesday, something like that, you will say the first day of the week, 七, right? Seventh day of the week, but we call that 星期天. So 一二三四五六七, right? So yeah, I'm going to say this is called single components stroke of character. Okay, where were we? Stroke of character. Let's just do that again. Yeah, good. number, stroke of a character, single component character. 独体字, right? Where is the single component character? How many single component characters do I? Yeah. Simple component character. Let's just put it here, right?疑问代词，独体字。It should be 9. I think we ordered more like 8 single component character. Yeah. So that will be the nine one. Okay. 7. Okay. 7. Let's get the 7 here. Right, and about the character 7, I want to expand this a little bit, right? Because in Western culture, the 7, the 7, right? And we often call that like a lucky 7, right? It got like a hidden lucky meaning to it, right? And also there are some like unlucky numbers, but for 7 in Chinese, 7, there is like no specific like good or bad. It's not good or bad. Okay, it's just pretty neutral, but it's a widely used number. So, for example, like a Chinese Valentine's Day, right? We call that 七夕. 七夕, okay. So 七夕 is a like. So when is the 七夕? If we think about this, when is 七夕? Evening of 7. So yeah, so 七夕 is like the seventh day of the lunar month. The seventh days of the seventh day of the seventh lunar month. So basically, it's like 7 and 7. So that's called 七夕. It's kind of based on a romantic legend of 牛郎织女. Okay, so 牛郎 lang and 织女 牛 o e u, right? 狼 牛郎 is like 牛 is like cow. Okay, just a well 牛郎的牛不一定是 cow 啊 cow 感觉是奶牛啊，它这种就是like ox, like 耕田的这种牛。They use it for agriculture, right? For farming. Like a lang is like a man, right? So basically, this is a man for for agriculture, for 耕田 using the ox. Okay, so basically, it's like a farmer, Chinese traditional farmer. 织女 Okay, 织女 is like 男耕女织 right? So 织女 is like 织布 it's like you weaving the okay, I don't know how to say exactly. So okay, I'm going to quickly check this because I think I want the correct translation of this traditional thing. Okay, so 织女 is like the牛郎 is a cow herd, but I think it's not like a cow herd, right? It's more like ox herd. So 织女 is like a Vega, like the specific name of the star, right? And but 织女 previously is like the goddess, right? It's like a goddess, and it's like the celestial maiden in the sky. And when she like come to Earth and taking shower and something like that, and then 牛郎 is like taking away the clothes, and then they're falling in love, and then she become the like the cloth maker. I think 织 is like 织布, so 织女 is like cloth maker. Okay, basically make the cloth. Okay, and 牛郎 is like the herding of the cow, of the ox. Okay, so it's like 牛郎织女. Okay, very traditional Chinese story. So because they fall in love, like 牛郎 is like the man, right? It's not the like a god, but 织女 is like the even though it's like not a major god, it's like the maiden, but it's celestial goddess maiden, right? So they fall in love, and this love is like forbidden. So sort of they separate because 织女 is like abandoned the duty of like weaving, so they were forcefully separated by the Milky Way. Okay, so 牛郎织女, and then 鹊桥相会. So basically it's like at this 七夕, or the birds in the sky, right? And that can like using their body to build a bridge so they can meet. Okay, so that's the 七夕. right? So it's like a 7th day. So basically, this is a pretty good day. It's a pretty good day. So as I said, the Chinese 7 do not have a specific good meaning or bad meaning, but it's a very good, widely used number, right? It's not a good number, it's not a bad number, it's just a widely used number, right? So and yeah, also the 牛郎织女 it's like 七夕, but in a lot of 成语, right? So basically, it's like a fixed expression in Chinese. We use tons of 七, like for example, 与形容一个人的心啊，七上八下，七上八下 ，OK， 上下 very， 七上八下 ，OK， 七上八下 ，that means that like the heart is like up and down, and 7's up and 8 down. So that means that pretty nervous. Okay, 七上八下. Okay, 七上八下, 七嘴八舌, 等等. Right, so it's like a 7th, 8, all this 独体字 is heavily used in a lot of Chinese expression. Okay. Yeah, so that's the 独体字 huh? Oh yeah, let's continue. Right, also let's continue to look at another 独体字 R, right? R, if you look at that, it is widely used as like R's, right? R. So basically, it's a 撇竖折钩, right? So there's R, right? For example, R's, R, okay, R, right? So R in the like very traditional Chinese is just like a descendant, right? Just the kids, right? Like 小儿, right? So for example, we say this thing so easy that 小儿科 小儿 is like kids, right? 小儿科 is like 科, right? It's like 科目, right? 科目 is like the classes that you took, okay? 科目一, 科目二, 科目三. For example, you want to pass the driver's license, to go like a 科目一, 科目二, 科目三. Okay, so 小儿科. So previously R is like referred to kids, but nowadays it's specific for R's, right? So R's, and on contrary, it's like a 女儿. Okay, but in here 女儿, that means the female kids. Okay, the female kid. But R can also like have a lot of usage. Okay, so I'm going to further explore this. So we talk about R, right? They got a specific meaning of kids, but in fact, it can be like a just 儿化音, right? It can be just a sound. Okay? 儿化音. Okay, 儿化音. That means 化 is like 变化. Just when you speak Chinese, you add that sound, right? The specific sound, the 儿化. So basically, added words. You can sort of treat this R as added words to certain words and characters and expressions to make it more, colloquial, just to make it easy to pronounce. So, for example, 花, flower, 花, 花. But 花 is like too hard, right? You just say 花 is like too hard, and themes that no, not a lot of feelings to it. So you can say 花, right? 花. So basically, you can even make this together. So 花, right? 花. Don't just do 花儿, but 花儿们睡醒了等等花儿草儿. Right? For example, play, 玩, right? Play. But you adding R, 玩儿, 就是玩儿. So basically, it's like 玩儿怎么了？玩儿就是玩儿, okay? Never go to school, just play, right? 就是玩儿. Okay, so it's a kind of adding things to make it like relaxed or soft and easy to pronounce Chinese. Okay, so for example, little 小 孩 means kids. 小孩 means little kids, right? 小孩 and 小孩okay, 小孩 right? So yeah, for example, 这 right, like this. But you adding R, 这儿 is like 这儿那儿在这儿呢. Okay, I don't want your user intentionally become like a northern Chinese, but just to soften this, and you can use it to just the adding to make it more colloquial, right? Make it more soft spoken and easy spoken. Okay. R and 几 okay like 几个人啊 okay Alright, let's continue to look at next single component character, 几. It's pretty similar to R. Huh? So R is like 撇 and 竖折钩, right? R, like R's, right? But if you just close it, right? Just close it at the top. So basically, but it's not how it's right. So 撇横折钩, right? So yeah. That's 几 originally referred to like small and low table, right? So basically something like this, small and low table. That's 几, right? If you look at that, it's pretty similar, huh? It's pretty similar. Like a slow table, okay? Something like that, right? And why is something like this? Because you want to connect it to add other things, okay? So it's easy to remember 几. But I think this can have a lot of other meanings, because you can use that as a question indicator. I can say like 几个呀, right? How many? How much? Right? And of course, you can use that in the everyday conversation to just make it really fuzzy answers during your casual conversation, which you don't want to share too many of the information. You can use that. Okay, so it's very interesting. Let's write again. Okay, so for example, 田字格, right? So to write 几 is like 撇横折钩, right? So 几. So like connected, sorry. Okay, so let's continue to look at this specific 多体字. Okay, as I said, this is first and widely used as the 疑问, right? You're asking question, 几个呀, right? And normally for small numbers, so 1 all the way to 9, okay? That's like a small number, 少量数字. 少量, okay? 少量, that means 少 is like small, 量 is like the degree, okay? The whole amount. 少量数字. So when you ask 几个呀, right? It's like how many, how much, right? 有几个呀, right? 几岁呀, okay? 岁, right? all 一无所, sorry. 几岁, right? 几岁 is like 岁 in the traditional classic Chinese. I got like a classic like old Chinese 文言文. I explain this. This is used a lot. So 岁 is like 1 year. Okay. So 几岁 is like how many years that you experienced in this word, right? But if you like really think really hard about this, when you ask 几岁 is like yeah, 一般问小孩啊 if you ask a kid it's like 几岁，问大人 is like because 大人 is like how it's not like 少量 it's not like 1 all the way to 9 but like 30 40 50 right. You can't to like talk to adults say 你几岁啊 it's like for like elderly it's like 您高寿啊for adults it's like 您多大年纪 something like that. So normally this is just for kids, right? Because it's like 少量多大年纪是不是多大年纪 This is like 年纪sorry 这是多大年级哦 sorry 多大年纪 OK 多大年纪 right. This is like a more correct way. But if you say like 几岁 that's like for kids, right? So for example 你有几个孩子啊几个孩子 OK 几个孩子 It's like how many kids, right? How many kids do you have? So you can't have like 10 kids, okay? So normally you use like 几 so it's like a very small number, okay? And also, as I said, this can be like during normal conversation. You don't want to say specific number, right? 有几个朋友吧，我有几个朋友，我有几个朋友，在 say 上海。下次可以去见见 right? Next time we can meet him. 我 me 有 right? Or you right? So 有 I have 几个 right? 几个 right? 几 is like a few right? Several. It's a very inclusive thing to say without actually telling. 我有几个朋友吧朋友朋友or you right 我有几个朋友 friends I'm just using different color 朋友 friends 在上海在 right like in Shanghai right 在上海Okay, 上海在 I think it's here or you Okay, 有几个朋友在上海yeah, so basically that's like a really vague way to answer a question or so you just say things right 有几个朋友在上海我有几个朋友在北京刚好可以去 right so that's a very like a vague way of saying right yeah I think that's pretty much about this yeah let me just give you another 我有量词 right 本 if you specifically talk about book that's 几本书我有几本书我有几本书是关于这个的到时候给你看看 right 到时候借你看看几本书 exactly how many books how many books I don't know okay I just say 我有几本书 right just got several books about this okay so 几本书 books 本是量词 when you count book 一本书两本书三本书四本书五本书 right 几本书 just you know vaguely saying I got some books right? I got some books I can show you right so yeah 几 and yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit tired, so I'm going to take a little bit break and see you hopefully few hours